Good morning. Fingers crossed, no dust carts in the background, and we are live for this week's Monday Motivation. And can I just say how lovely it is here in London to wake up and have the sun rise before I get started on this, so I'm not doing this in the dark. So today I've plumped for a bit of natural sunlight. And today the subject or the topic is all about change. And there's a few things that I've got to say about this. And the reason that I have gone for the topic of change for this week is we're into season 7. It's March, so we're into season 7. In fact, no, we're still into season 6. Season 7 is in April, so I need to change the title. But we're rapidly progressing through the year. And this week is international, we see the celebration of International Women's Day. And there's a couple of things I want to say about change and when it comes to motivation. So the first thing I want to start off by saying is that Wayne Dyer very famously said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now think about this. Change is often associated with a model called the bell curves. Morning, Ian. Hi, thanks for hopping on and saying hi. So it's normally associated with something that I used to talk about when I worked in financial services called the bell curve, which came in really useful as a way of explaining what was happening, especially if there was a lot of organisational change. You know, maybe there was redundancies, maybe there was new management, maybe there were sort of takeovers, maybe they were buyouts. But it was a really great way, and traditionally the bell curve covers very many different emotions, called the bell curve because it goes like this, but very many different emotions that people face when it comes to change. And in that perspective, change is usually looked at as something that is happening to you, like you have no control over it, deal with it. And the bell curve talks about, you know, different phases from anger, frustration, disbelief, you know, burying your head in the sand. Hey Ivona, thanks for saying good morning. Yes. Oh, I don't know what you're saying there, Alan, but I'm going to continue, and it's a long comment, so I'll need to read it on here. What's happening? Has my screen gone funny, so I'm all sideways? Can I just do a check? Is everything okay on the screen? I can't see all of Alan's comments, so I'm hoping, can you give me a thumbs up or a love heart if everything is okay with the screen, and I'll continue. Am I like this? I just want to double check. Do let me know. If it's okay, type the words okay, and if it's squiffy and on the side, just type on the side and I'll fix it really quickly. So, everything's okay, cool, excellent. So, yeah, so usually change is associated with something's happening. And I remember, you know, significantly a point of reference that most people remember, there was 2 significant announcements that alluded to change. Thank you. That alluded to change. And one was Brexit for those of us in the UK and Europe, and the other one was the inauguration or the voting in of Donald Trump. Now, I don't want to get into the politics of it all, but I remember on these particular 2 topics, everybody had something to say. Some people faced an element of surprise, and some people started to go through the bell curve, and it felt like, well, this thing has happened and now it's happening to me. And, you know, obviously Brexit isn't through yet and people are still speaking about it in that way. And what I thought would be more useful this morning is to talk about change in a way that actually motivates us rather than firefighting the change, because as I say, traditionally the bell curve talks about, you know, frustration, anger, disbelief, and all the emotions that we go through. And by the way, as human beings, we can change emotions like within minutes. We can experience in the space of an hour, we can experience well over 7 different emotions, and you see it on very young children. You know, they're playing, they're happy, they fall over, they go, oh, my leg hurts, and you go, don't worry, you're okay, I'll kiss it better. And they laugh, and then they play, and that happens like literally in seconds. you know, we are still those children that have grown up into adults, and we still experience those emotions. But for us, what we do is we take on the things that we see around us, the things in the world that tell us, oh, okay, this thing's happening at work, and I'm not supposed to go, yes, in the middle of a board meeting, or I'm not supposed to exclaim in a loud voice, really? You're promoting them after what they do with the organisational atmosphere? You know, so all of these things become learned behaviours. So I thought, because it's International Women's Day on Friday, I thought it'd be a really great idea to talk about change by way of celebration, to talk about change by way of motivation. So as Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Meaning, if there is something, maybe you're not looking forward to it, maybe you have got some kind of more of a negative emotion tied to it, and anything that's kind of making you feel uncomfortable inside, use that as your barometer. It's not to say that this is right, wrong, good or bad, but if something's not making you feel great inside, use it as your barometer that maybe there's a place for change. And as I've said that, it could be anything from work, relationships, you know, finances, it could be an emotional thing, it could be a group thing, it could be a solitary thing. And let's have a look at how we can use change and utilise a change for motivation more than the kind of it's being done to me, what shall I do thing. Okay, so on this week of International Women's Day, where, you know, I've posted a personal post which has been really well received on this page. If you scroll down, you'll see it from last week, where I talked about just two friends and you know, in honour of celebrating those women. It might be the woman that you want to celebrate is yourself. It might be that there's a man that's done something for women that you want to celebrate. So this is not about kind of men bashing here. This is about a real celebration, because many of those women started on a mission. Maybe they had an idea and they wanted to see change, you know, much like many of the famous women and men we hear. They had an idea, they wanted to see change, and they started to put the wheels in motion to make that change. Now you've got to think about this. Here's what's motivational about change. Most of the time it starts as an idea. And it's likely that whilst we hear, you know, in the vaults of history of the very famous people that have made changes or are making changes, there'll be people just like you, just like I, that want to see things differently in the world and have already started to put that in. You know, my mission is really to have your voice heard so that you can express yourself in a full and authentic way. It's the reason why I do the visibility work that I do. So it's not just about what comes out of your mouth on a video, or what comes out of your mouth on a stage, or what comes through your brain, your mouth and through your arms when you write something or type something. It's about you being able to express what's true to you in a real and authentic way, in a way that feels comfortable to you, and a way that fills you with confidence while you do it. This is not about moulding you into speaking like, you know, Tony Robbins or Marianne Williamson, or, you know, any other speakers that you might admire out there. This is about you speaking as you. So I'm clear on what my mission is, and it means that because I'm clear on that mission, I can start to elicit change from, you know, literally from my home. I can start to elicit change when I speak to, you know, children, adults, men, women, when I speak to companies, when I speak to individuals. So it's, you know, a small part that I can play, but a legacy that I hope, you know, that one day people will look back and say, oh my gosh, this thing made a difference that Jenny shared because, and not even to give the credit to, oh, Jenny did this, but again, I was able to do this because that's my mission, you know, that for you really to be seen and heard. For me, it makes a nice tagline, it makes nice marketing, but for me, that's what I really want for people, whether they're my friends, my clients, you know, my community, or anyone else. That's really what I strive for in life. So the first thing that I would ask you to do is to connect with what's true for you, what's important to you. You might have one mission, you might have 4 missions. And if you've got a mission that comes to mind or something that feels really dear to you, then do type it in the box below, share it, because I think one of the things that I'm really passionate about is that other people can acknowledge you and share with what you do. If you're feeling a bit shy and you want to post it in a supportive place where everybody doesn't get to see it, then by all means, go over to hit the button to join the group if you haven't joined the Visibility Vibes tribe. And by the way, although a majority of people in there are self-employed, we've also got a lot of people in there that are employees, people that are looking to get out there in a different way, maybe to get out there at work to express themselves. Got a lot of people that say, oh, public speaking makes me feel nervous and I want to be able to be more comfortable with that. So, don't think that you have to just be self-employed to go in there. So, do post in there, especially today on Motivational Monday. And if you've got something that can motivate other people under the theme of Motivational Monday, then just put the hashtag in there and share it with them too. Let's have not just a day where we celebrate, but a whole week where we celebrate motivation, change, and all things women and all things International Women's Day. So think about the things that you know to be true to you, the things that you hold dear, the things that you want to change. And also think about the people, and because it is International Women's Day and the week of International Women's Day, particularly have a look out for women that you admire, aspire to, that have done something that has really touched you in maybe a personal or professional way that you would celebrate too. And here's the next step of this: have a look at their qualities. What is it about them that you love? What is it about their characteristics? Maybe what is it about their personality? What is it about what they did or how they did it? What did they do? Are they still doing it now? Are they still fighting? And people often cite people like Michelle Obama. She was in the White House along with her husband, the president, for over 2 terms. And now she's out of the White House. She's able to do even more in some respects than she was doing before. She's written a really great book, Becoming. If you haven't read the book, it's immense. It's a really great book. And there are things that she's doing in her own world and her own way to change the world. But there are people like you and I that do that too, So really acknowledge the qualities and the individual qualities that person has had. And how it's affected you. It's a really important exercise to do for yourself. And also I want you in this process to acknowledge you, to celebrate you. What are the qualities that you have that you bring to the world? Now, if you're not sure, and this might take some courage for some of you, maybe if you're here on Facebook and you want to post on your personal timeline, post and ask people, what is it about ... that you admire, or what would you say my top quality is? I remember going through an exercise and actually doing this on my personal Facebook profile, and to be honest, I was astounded by what came back. I thought, really, or like people detect that, really? Oh, that's great to know. And people were saying such lovely things. It was a really great post for me to save, and any time that I was feeling a bit less than, or kind of crisis of confidence, then I could go back and look at it and just almost remind myself of who I am, So do that for yourself. It's such a lovely exercise to do. And the last thing that I would wonder is, who are you celebrating? For International Women's Day or any other day, who are you celebrating? Who's on your mind that you would celebrate? And, go forth in this Monday morning, this Monday motivation for this Monday, this morning and this week. And perhaps start to have a look at who in your life that you could champion, who in your life, like right now, like currently, who can you support, who can you champion? And start to celebrate them now. One of the things that I hear people say so much is, once I do this, then I will. Or when I get to such and such, I'll do this. When I earn this, then I'll start to give. And I truly believe that we can all do something from where we are now. It doesn't always have to be about giving huge sums of money. It could be about giving time. It could be about lending an ear. It could be just about listening. It could be, you know, as the Vibers display so beautifully, like every single day of the week, it could be sharing their knowledge or a tip or a friendly word, a support or something like that. So what is it for you? I'd love to know. And in the meantime, there are a lot of people going through lots of changes that we don't always know about. You know, sometimes social media can encourage people just to paint the gloss on what's going on the outside and hide what's going on the inside. It could be what's going on inside or personally for them feels too painful or too personal to share. So I would love it if you can share this video either on your timeline or if you're in groups or got friends that you could share this with. Share it as a private message and just let them know why you're sharing it. So do share it with them. I would love to hear who you're celebrating, who you admire, what qualities you see in yourself or in others, and all such great things. Please type them in the comments below, but if you want somewhere a bit more kind of exclusive to speak, then definitely go to the Visibility Vibes Tribe. So for me this week, I'm very excited. I'm still working on the inner circle. So for those of you who are already part of my monthly membership subscription program, you will be transferred over automatically. So check your inboxes for that email that's coming through, and you'll have access to both for, you know, until everything is migrated over. But I'm really excited because I'm bringing together my body of work, which includes work that I don't ever share publicly, things that you won't hear on this page, and it also means that you'll be able to go deep and get access to resources. Even my signature 12-day video confidence is going to be in there, and you can get access to that either by getting your membership on a monthly basis or just going for the year where you get 10 months for the price, 12 months for the price of 10. Make sure I said it the right way around. And in there, you'll get access to many things that will help you to stand out, to be more visible, to have that confidence, that chilled certainty that what you say and what you do is out there in the world. Lots of fun things in there, lots of new things in there, and you also get the opportunity to join the Inner Circle Facebook group, where you'll be able to share a bit more about your work and share a bit more about what you do in a more private and friendlier community. So thank you so much for watching. I look forward to what you have to share. And if you're not part of the Inner Circle and want to get in there early, just go to thequeenofbeingseen.com, get yourself on the list. If you're like Jenny, I want to get in now before the prices change, which they will be changing, and I want to take advantage of the offer, which includes VAT actually, then send me a private message to this page. I'll send you the link so that you can get in there now. Thank you so much for watching. So looking forward to seeing who you're celebrating and the qualities that you love in some of these women for International Women's Day. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love. Have a beautiful Monday, beautiful morning and a gorgeous week. Bye for now.